Hi there, welcome back to another video. Today I'm just going to be sort of playing EAFC 24 whilst we have a bit of a chat about it really. Now, one of the main questions I want to ask people who happen to watch this video is, will you be buying the next game, which will obviously be titled FC 25? I feel like this debate comes up amongst FIFA players, EAFC players every year, it feels like. And, you know, I feel like it's something we've always said. I mean, I know personally for me, there's been at least 3 or 4 years where I have said, oh, I'm not buying the next one. But this year, I think, is the most serious I've been about doing that. Basically, just to give a little backstory for myself as a FIFA player, I'm just going to call it FIFA because it's easier. But a little bit of backstory is, I started playing FIFA in FIFA 14, I think. And I have played it every year since. I've not had any years off. I've had every game since FIFA 14. You know, I've enjoyed my time on it for the most part. I think, I don't know, drop your favourite FIFA in the comments below. But I would say my favourite FIFA that I can remember, 17 was a good one because I remember I got the Xbox One bundle where you got FIFA in the in with the console. I got that for Christmas that year, so I quite enjoyed that one. I remember playing FIFA 17 quite a lot because I believe that was the birth of Foot Champs as well, which that's a whole other story. We can get onto that another time. But yeah, I'd say FIFA 17 was pretty good. I don't recall much at all from 18 or 19. I think 18 had the World Cup mode, didn't it? But aside from that, I don't remember too much there. But yeah, anyway, FIFA 17 probably, if I can remember correctly, probably my favourite. If we fast forward a few years to FIFA 21, that was probably the FIFA I played the most in terms of an Ultimate Team perspective. So I was playing a lot of Ultimate Team that year, and obviously if you sweat Ultimate Team, I'm sure if you're watching this video you probably do know, but if you play Ultimate Team, to keep up with everybody's team these days, you basically have to play Ultimate Team and nothing else. So obviously I did that in FIFA 21, but then I was like, well, there's other games I want to play. There's so many good games out there in the world that I'd like to play, but I don't want to fall behind with my Ultimate Team. And this was a trap I sort of fell into that year for sure. And, you know, like, it was fun at the time, and like I got an absolutely insane team. But then, do you know, when the summer comes around, obviously with the annual releases of FIFA, you get one every September, October time. I believe it's more September these days. But yeah, so with those annual releases, it gets to a point where your Ultimate Team tends to not really matter at a certain point because the next one is coming out soon. So every summer they give you insane SBCs and packs, and you can basically just get as good of a team with if you'd have just been playing it normally anyway. And I don't like that because, you know, all the hard work that you put in all year, it almost feels like pointless in a way because it just means nothing after a while, and then you're going to just restart with a whole new team on a whole new game when it comes to the next September time anyway. FIFA 21, played that a lot, we've established that now. So I think it was FIFA 22, I slowed down but still played a lot of Ultimate Team. And then FIFA 23, I really slowed down. I think FIFA 21 would have been one of the only years where I didn't buy the like Ultimate Edition, Best Edition. I think I wasn't going to for 22, and then I ended up buying it still. And then 23 was where I actually said, no, I'm not doing it anymore. So I just didn't buy it then. But obviously for the last however many years, I've always said, oh, I might not get the next FIFA. It's always sort of the same thing. The same game reskinned, if you will, with different players transferred to different teams, which partly is true, to be fair. Like, a lot of the game mechanics, game modes, one of my main gripes is how unchanged, I should say, career mode is every year. So, I mean, as you can see right now, I'm playing Manager Career. It's, to be honest, maybe an unpopular opinion, it's one of the main reasons I buy the game every year, is because I really enjoy Manager Career. I don't know why, it's just always something I've enjoyed. I don't have a lot of friends that I play on Xbox with, but I've got one friend in particular who I play FIFA with, and me and him have sort of mutually said that we're not gonna get FC 25. I'm just sort of sick of it. Like, I feel like it's the same. Obviously, I resonate with the complaints about it being the same game every year and things like that. But it's more because, for example, this game, FC 24, I paid, it was £70 for this game on an Xbox Series X, which is what I have. This game cost £70 on release. I have no idea. Maybe it's because, obviously, as I was growing up, games used to be a lot cheaper. Like, to some people, this, you know, it's probably just a normal, reasonable price. But to me, £70 for a game, that's a lot of money. And like, I feel like if you're going to make me, as a consumer, if I'm going to pay that much for a video game, I want to feel like I'm getting £70 worth of content, £70 worth of, you know, game modes, objectives to complete, and then you've got like the achievement side of things. Like, I'm somebody who likes to like do achievement hunting and things like that. I want to feel like I'm getting that value for money. My point is, this game doesn't make me feel like I get that worth, you know? And that's partly why I won't be buying the next one. But I want to hear your take on it, because obviously I'm one small part of a much larger community. So, you know, it's not just me, but really interested to see other people's reasons behind potentially buying or not buying the next game. As I mentioned before, that one friend I do play FIFA with, me and him have got a co-op seasons run going at the moment, and we're trying to win Division 1. And basically, we just can't win it. We keep remaining in Division 1. We've been close to the title a couple of times, but we must have done 5, 6, 7 seasons in Division 1, and we just can't seem to do it. But I like that challenge. With Ultimate Team, which is my main complaint, because the game gets so much focus because it's EA's big money maker. I don't think that's controversial to say. I think that's pretty much a well-known fact, isn't it? Because it's their big money maker, they naturally would put the most attention on it, which from a business standpoint, I totally get that. Like, you're going to want to put the most effort into the mode that's going to make you the most money. But then I also think, as I said before, I want to feel like I'm getting £70 worth of a game if I'm paying that much for it. So that's where I want to see improvements to things like manager career mode, or that's where I want to see improvements to like your pro clubs. And I've got to be honest, I haven't played pro clubs this year. Me and my friend who I mentioned before, we was meant to be playing it with someone else, and it could still happen. It hasn't happened as of yet, but I am recording this near the end of April, so the game's almost like the life cycle's almost gone. Plenty of time, of course, but yeah, I don't know. I just also think that, trying to think of other game modes, Volta. Does anybody actually play Volta? Like, I know I'm being sarcastic there and I'm probably exaggerating. Like, there'll be some people out there who love Volta. I've never met a single person who loves Volta, just to clarify. But there definitely will be people out there. And I don't want to slander the mode too much, because I gave it a go in, like, I don't even know what FIFA it was. I want to say like 20. Was it even out in 20? I don't know. I kind of like the journey. I mean, it did get a bit dull after a while, but it was something new. It was a new game mode. Yes, it wasn't perfect, but I was just happy to have something new in FIFA for a change. Like, think of how many changes. I wonder, in the last 10 years, obviously, I've been playing FIFA for 10 years this year. I wonder how many changes in the last 10 years we've had to manage a career. I actually think there's been quite a lot of things taken out which could have been fine, kept in. I don't know, I feel like I'd have to sit and properly do some research on that, and like go on older games and things just to see what there is. But I can think off the top of my head, like on old manager careers, you used to be able to request more transfer funds to buy more people. I remember doing that, and I'm sure it was FIFA 14 or 15. Might have been both. I'm sure that was a feature, but you can't do that anymore, and I'm not really sure why. I mean, it's only a little feature that you probably wouldn't need that much anyway, but it's just something to think about, you know? I also just feel like that there is a lot of potential with these games, and I almost feel like it doesn't feel like we get a fully fledged £70 game, you know? I don't know, is it just me? Do you know what? I'm not sure what it is about career mode that I love so much. I think it's my reasoning is could be very similar to like an Ultimate Team, in the sense where I like crafting my own team, getting young players, building them up to get to a higher ratings level. Like, for example, let's just have a look at my current Liverpool manager career mode, because I am a Liverpool fan, so that's why I've done the career mode with them. Obviously, aside from the ones who don't actually play for Liverpool, as you can see here, we've got Xavi Simons, Jesus Corona, and then we've got Bellingham, and we've got Theo Hernandez and Militao. If you look at everyone else, everybody else is actually a Liverpool player already. So like we've got Jota, who I've got up to 90 rated, Gakpo 87, Trent Alexander-Arnold up to a 90, Gomez up to an 81. I mean, I know that's only a small one, and Konate up to 86. But my point is, I find that a fun part of, and the challenge of trying to win everything. Just win all the cups, go unbeaten. Obviously, there's so much depth with career mode that you can have. For example, like you can manage a team from any league, not in the world, but any team that's in the game. You know, there is that. But obviously, I don't see the appeal personally, for example, going to do a manager career mode with Grimsby. That just doesn't appeal to me. But obviously I can see why it would to a Grimsby fan, or, you know, somebody who wants a challenge with a team that's probably not going to have much budget, for example. But my main issue is how little change manager career mode gets every year. Because as I just mentioned, I do feel like it is a mode with a lot of potential. Like, I think there's a lot they could do with this. And I know they've added small changes to do with the training for this year. I think that was this year, but they're not pulling wool over my eyes. It's not a big enough change to warrant a year's worth of developing a new game. And as a fan of the mode, it's just disappointing because I want more. I want more from the game mode because I do enjoy it. I like the challenge of, you know, regardless of who you play as, there's a new challenge involved with everything. You can also just make your own challenges out of it, and it's good. I enjoy it. I think that is the one thing I'm potentially going to miss about not buying FC 25. One thing I did say to my friend who I do play FIFA with was, why don't we wait until Christmas time? Because the game always seems to go on sale around then, which is crazy because it will have been on sale for what, 2 to 3 months, and it's like already on sale. I think it wasn't even released for that long before it was on sale for this game. And I think I'm gonna do one of two things when it comes to FC 25. I'm either just not gonna buy the game at all, or if I do decide to buy the game, I probably won't play Ultimate Team, because I will show you in a second my Ultimate Team, but I would only buy it to play co-op seasons with the one person I play FIFA with. I've played on Ultimate Team against a friend from uni a couple of times, but again, it's not the end of the world. We could just do that on this game because, again, it's no different to most other years. Manager career, obviously, because as I've said, it's something I've always enjoyed playing. Yeah, so look, there is Volta, and online friendlies is okay. I've played that with that one friend, as I said, a couple of times. I just feel that the payoff isn't worth it, like this team of the season, for example. Most of these cards mean nothing. Most people will not use anybody from that team because they're not gonna be any better than cards they already have. Like, I remember once upon a time with Ultimate Team where you would have... there would be like no promos or anything. It was very bare bones, and you'd be beyond excited to get a gold card in your team, but it's just not like that now. So this is the team I've got. As you can see, it's not bad. It's not a bad team. Obviously the standouts is you've got Ginola up top here. As you can see, 20 games played, 14 goals, etc, etc. The only reason I have this Ginola card is because I got extremely lucky in a pack pull with him. Go down to the bench here, you can also see Team of the Year Pop and a Casemiro. Is that Winter Wild cards? Yeah. So again, 2 extremely lucky pulls there. Politano, I guess you could argue slightly lucky as well, 90 rated card. If I show you this, Van Dijk cost me 25,000 coins, which is just nuts. He should not have been that cheap, and that's where I think the game's gone down the drain a little bit. I should not be able to afford Van Dijk for that cheap. In comparison, I did buy a Robertson before I got this first owner one for, I think he cost me about 26,000, which that was obviously quite early in the game. So I have played it a little bit, but as you can see with the matches played, if I just go through some of my players, there's a quicker way, isn't there? Yeah. Edison 20, Saliba 26 for my club. Van Dijk's not played any, but that's just because I've played on friendlies. I've not played him in normal games. Kudus 31, Jota 24. I think I've done one weekend of Foot Champs this year. Yeah, one. I did one weekend and I believe it was in March at some point. So it wasn't even like it was early on. I waited until March to play my first Foot Champs game. If I just go into my club, Donnarumma, quite a lucky pull. Willie Orban, another lucky one. So like, there's a few decent players in here, you know what I mean? But this just goes to show you, do you know what? Just for comparison, these are the players I've got, right? I'm just going to show you now how many games of Ultimate Team I've actually played this year. So there you go. You can see it there. So 133, drew 1 and lost 21. 55 games. 55 competitive games anyway. As I said, I've played a few games against a friend where, you know, it's just friendlies. It doesn't really count towards anything. So, you know, it's just, I just want to know if you feel like you're getting £70 worth of a game, if not more, by the way. Like, if you play Ultimate Team all the time and you buy the best edition of the game every year, do you still feel that you're getting enough worth of a game? Here's another small thing. As you can see, if you look at the top of the screen, it says I've got 20 objectives to redeem. If I go on here, there is not 20 objectives to redeem. No matter how far I go down, there's nothing to claim. Why is that not fixed? Why should I pay £70 for a game that's not even going to know when I've cleared objectives? See, look, it's gone now, but that 20 objectives has been on here for about 2-3 weeks. Every time I quit Ultimate Team and load it back up, it still says I've got 20 objectives to claim. I genuinely do not understand it. I can't really give much of an opinion on player career because I've not played it this year, nor have I played clubs, nor have I played Volta. I don't even think I've played seasons this year with normal, because this is just with normal teams. Yeah, look, Division 10, I've not even played that this year, but that just says it all there. Players online, 5,575. Do you know how popular this game is? I'm sure you do if you're watching this video. That just shows the little appeal that this game has, or this game mode in particular, that there's 5,000 players online for a game that's this big. And it's not even like out of season or anything. This is in its current life cycle of game before the next one is even close to coming out. We've not even had a trailer. We've had nothing for the next game, and there's 5,000 players on this game mode. I wouldn't be surprised if Volta's even less. So just to show you the co-op seasons. So if you look in the bottom right here where the history is, 59 wins, 12 draws, 19 losses. So co-op seasons, I'd say aside from manager career, I've probably played the most this year, but it's just the challenge of trying to win that Division 1. But again, even if we do win that at some point, like, what's the payoff? Do you know what I mean? It's just sort of say, oh yeah, we won Division 1. It'll probably be good for about 10 minutes and then we'll be like, well, now what? Whereas, like, I want to feel a sense of achievement for longer when we're doing something like that, you know? I'm just going to press Enter Volta because I've actually not pressed this button at all this year. And I want to see what it's going to... Oh, no, look, I just don't care. I'm not going to lie. I've actually played... I think out of the whole 10 years I've had FIFA, this is the year that I've played it the least. I feel like it's just become so boring, like, now. It just doesn't give me fulfillment like it used to back in the day. Maybe it's because I've grown up, and, you know, I've kind of grew out of the game a little bit. I don't know, but I'm not really sure what the point was of this other than just to sort of rant a little bit. But I just wanted to turn the camera on and just sort of speak my mind and sort of get some feedback, if you don't mind dropping it in the comments, because as I said, I do enjoy coming onto career mode, for example, every now and then. But yeah, again, not really sure where I was going with this, but thanks for watching anyway. Subscribe, let me know in the comments what your favourite FIFA was/has been, and let me know all your thoughts. Are you getting the next game? What made you slow down or stop playing FIFA? Or what keeps you playing FIFA on a daily basis, weekly basis, casual basis, however often you play the game? Leave a comment and like, 'cause it helps with all the engagement. Thanks for watching.